So as you guys know, on March 29th, Club Penguin will be closing, and I decided to make a goodbye video for Club Penguin. I'm sort of rushed to release this video before Club Penguin closes because that's in 4 days, so I'm not really available on the weekdays, so I'm doing this on weekend and summer spring break. Sorry if I might get off topic or if I'm not really that organized, but I tried putting some time into this. This is my first video, so it might not be as good at the first try, but it will get better. And I'll be talking about my Club Penguin experience and about my life at Club Penguin because it's my first video. So, I'll be uploading more videos from the past later on, like the ones from the camcorder that I had. And I'll talk about more of that later and some maybe audio clips. But so you may be wondering what I'm going to do after Club Penguin closes. Going to be moving on to private servers that other people have copied from Club Penguin, and like websites like cpvs.me, Virtual Penguin, those kind of websites. I'll be kind of playing around on those, but not really that often since I don't really play Club Penguin that much. I'll make a separate video for showing off my items. So on these two penguins that I have right here. So yeah, let's talk about it. And I'll be logging on and kind of walking around the island while I talk. So I started on December 2010. So yeah, I can't believe it's been 6 years. And the TomTom person you just saw, the TomTom account, he joined on December the 7th, 2010. And that evening, the 7th, and I still remember setting it up and playing on servers like these, the ones that are empty now, and I'll be muting the music because it might be a bit too distracting. It's been quite a while since I first played, but not too long, and I still remember the times before that. And I'll talk about that later. And yeah, it doesn't really make sense to me that Club Penguin's closing. I mean, people are still playing, like millions, I guess, but I guess it's not worthwhile since Club Penguin's making a new game on mobile devices. It still sucks, even if Noob CP sucks, because many people have complained, as you know, that New Club Penguin sucks and it's just really boring and it just changed a lot. But it's still disappointing since I still have my old items along. So jumping back into time, it wasn't that long ago when I would play games on other sites and play with my toys. That was like 2010, like, and before. As you know, I just said, I joined Club Penguin on December the 7th. I still remember playing on those other game sites like games.com or something like that, and playing with my toys like cars and just all random stuff, really. So talking about the items I have this Lego Wii. It was built in summer 2010, so this was before the Club Penguin days. You can see it's half built, it was never finished. Made up of small Legos, thin ones, many of them. And don't know if it's actually the size of a Wii, but it looks like one, the CD slot. I've got other items, like this tape here, the cassette recorder right here, and this tape. This tape was actually not exactly, but it looked really similar to this one, the one I recorded for the Puffle Party from 2011. So you can see it's one of these old cassettes. It looked really similar to this, that's from what I can remember, but the strings are all pulled out, and I don't even know where it is now, but it's not this. And I used this cassette recorder. If you're wondering, it's a TCM 313 by Sony. This exact one, I've used it to record the Puffle Party in 2011. I still remember that. Yeah, it still works, but not too well. It doesn't really play that well when you play it, but it doesn't really sound all that good. But moving on to the next object, my camcorder. These are the tapes which I have recorded from Club Penguin. Some of them. One of them isn't, but two of them are. This is the exact camcorder that I used to record my Club Penguin videos back in the day, 2011. Let's see, it's a JVC. Let me show you. Those are the specifications. So yeah, it's really big. It's from 2001. Screen small and it holds cassettes. Let's see it. Will upload that at some point. I have to find a convert. I have to convert to computer and stuff. But these ones are some Sony digital video cassettes, and you just load it into like this. Kind of off topic, but you go like that. There you go. It's pretty old technology, but I used it at the time because I had no really other way of recording Club Penguin for a long time anyway. But moving on to what I've created my accounts with. My accounts are pretty much created with this or the old computer, as I mentioned, was recycled. It's not too old, it's from 2008 approximately. And yeah, you can see pretty useless specs, but you can see this is the exact laptop that I've used to play Club Penguin. So I used to go like this, like a tissue box on top, and then like film it like this. So that's how the setup was back in the time. Yeah, I didn't really have much experience with video making. Some of the video it's actually used with Hypercam, or this thing was used to record my Club Penguin. It still works. I still sort of used it, but not often. It was used for Club Penguin. Remember those times. That's it for that. And this is the flip phone that we use to record videos. Not relating to Club Penguin, but it's just an old flip phone from about 2009, I'm guessing. There, maybe some information. I don't think that's really important. That's kind of getting off topic, but some kind of LG flip phone. Or the old one. Just a tour of items I've used. This stuff is kind of sort of related to Club Penguin, some not, but those are just some items. So yeah, and here are some flip phone videos that I've had pretty much before the Club Penguin days. And here's like a video of a short clip. It is a bit blurry, and because the camera quality is not that good, but here's my setup.
Let me show you something.
And the house. So, talking about how I first discovered Club Penguin, it was from school friends, and I remember back in Halloween 2010, we were eating dinner or something, and one of my friends were like, "Oh, come play Club Penguin, like it's really fun." And it's like I wanted the penguins waddling around the island, and I still remember hearing that. So my account was created on an Acer laptop from 2008, or an old computer where we had both accounts. I mean, Tazboy and TomTom. So yeah, the Acer laptop I still have here, and the computer's recycled, so I can't show that. So yeah, first account was TomTom from 2010. TomTom was actually the name came from a GPS that we've had, and 786 was just random numbers really. So yeah, the second account that I've had was Tazboy 2007, and this is the account that I have right now. It is from 2011, February 27th, and the name Tazboy was from this person on YouTube. I actually have him as a friend. He was a pretty big YouTuber for Club Penguin, I think. And 2007 was some person in a Club Penguin video back then had a name as 2007. So Tazboy, you can see here. So yeah, I added him as a friend, and that's who I named after him. I'm gonna show how many days old I am. I'm 2,217 days old, and it's only going to live until 2,221 days. And I'm pretty sure you can calculate it if I'm wrong. It's been a long time since I created this account and really played Club Penguin, but not too old, because other penguins like really old, like 4,000 days old, so that's crazy. Right in the middle. So yeah, I had member from January 2012 to mid 2014. So yeah, 2012, that's when I really used member a lot. I finally got member after like a year and a bit. So you can see I have all these items just to sample. I have a lot of stuff from my member days. I'll show some of that as I go. But yeah, I've been playing a lot uh, back in the days of before Roblox. I'm gonna show you my igloo. Um, Maybe some items a bit later, but yeah, these are some of my puffles. I can only keep a little bit here. Right here, these are the puffles in the backyard. You can see I have quite a bit of puffles from my member days, and this one I have is for non-members because I don't have member anymore. But here are my other igloos. Um, I'll get more into these igloos a bit later in the separate video, but yeah, and these igloos I built around 2012, really, and 2013, I guess. Um, this one's like a Christmas setup. This one's just another Christmas and just normal time house. This one's just a normal everyday house. Never used it since 2014 because that's when I lost member. On to the reason of cutting member from my account was because July 2012 I started playing Roblox. I started playing part-time after that. Most of the time I've played Club Penguin was 2011 and some of 2012. After that, I still played Club Penguin, but not as much as before since I played Roblox. So yeah, I started playing part-time after I created my Roblox account, and it's kind of back and forth. I still play Club Penguin sometimes, but not as much as I just said. But yeah, as time went on, after mid 2012, I started playing Club Penguin less and less. And about 2014, I had my last membership. And then usually I go online for just Christmas parties, really, and really don't have much Club Penguin playing since as much as 2011. So yeah, I've been playing like crazy back then, and kind of retired, kind of afterwards. So yeah, I'm not actually like totally offline when I switched off member. So yeah, I still play Club Penguin sometimes. Only visit it like a few times a year, and I just said usually go online for Christmas parties because I like Christmas parties, and that was around the time I joined, so that's why I kind of celebrate that time. But I don't get to anymore, and but I kind of do in other private servers. You can see I spent a lot of time on Taskboy 2007 with member. TomTom was never a member. I only spent member on one penguin, and it was this one. So you can see like he has a lot of like I poured money into like Club Penguin, a lot of it. So that's probably about like $200 for membership, probably in Club Penguin. So yeah, it's been crazy, and it's kind of sad to see all of it go. Yeah, at least I had fun with it back at the time, but it is slowly, it is going to go away at one point. So yeah, it's sad to kind of see that money go too. But yeah, you can see how much stuff I have. A lot of items. I spent a lot of time and money using membership in Club Penguin, so that goes to show how much I care about Club Penguin back when I paid for member. And you can see some of my friends. Um, I'll go through that in a second, but these are just a quick scan through all of them. And you can see I added these people as friends, the mascots of Club Penguin. So you can see I have met quite more than that, but I haven't added all of them. So you can see my stamp book in just a second. So you can see my stamps in just a second. Um, I have a lot of them, and I've been spending a lot of time, like earning a lot of things and earning coins. I think some of my time in 2011 was played using TomTom786, but uh, main account was pretty much Tazboy. Uh, so yeah, um, so yeah, let's hop on to Tom Tom. Okay, so you can see there he's not a member, so he's never really had member items. Only ones that have been offered to non-members. Uh, Whenever you can, really. So yeah, let's log in. And yeah, he's joined on December 7th, 2010, as I mentioned before, on the evening of it. And it's it's crazy to kind of think of that. I remember the time I joined using that account, but I don't really remember joining with Tazboy. But yeah, remember TomTom at least. And you can see it's just I'm gonna show you a bit of some stuff, and yeah, there's really not much I have to show and really have to talk more about. So yeah, I'm just gonna show you a bit of some stuff. A little bit about TomTom. So yeah, as I mentioned before, delete this. As I mentioned before, he was created using an Acer laptop or the computer that is gone. It's probably the Acer one, but I'm not really sure. On his first pin was the snow globe pin, and you can see his stamps. There's not as much, but still a lot considering I don't use it as a primary account for a while. So you can see December 16th as the first pin, but he is traced to December the 7th from the days old that I've shown. So you can see right here, 2299, almost 2300. That will be tomorrow, and that will be actually the last time I'll log onto this account. He will be 2,300 days old. Because in the weekdays I don't really have time. In 3 minutes will be in Marshmallow. Will be the CP reunion meetup. So I'll be joining that in a second, actually. So yeah, you can see TomTom. No, yeah, TomTom has some stuff member, but they were offered to non-members at some point, and I kind of got him for that. I got some stuff for him. He doesn't have as much stuff because he didn't have a lot of time spent on, but you can see he's pretty valuable. He's a non-member his whole life, and only 2 Puffles is the blue and red, and nothing in the backyard. I never really did much with Puffles, but they're nice to have, I guess. And you can see I don't really spend much time in the igloos. I kind of waddle around the whole island doing Cardjutsu or something like looking around parties that I've done. And almost kind of mentioning something, I used to record, kind of do like videos similar to what people on YouTube have done, like touring around parties. But at one point we had to get our computer reformatted, so all those videos are actually gone, and I can't really share them with you anymore. But those videos I've created back in 2011, but it's all gone. Those videos are like just party tours, and I guess you could search them up on YouTube. But I've been doing party tours for like pretty much every party back in 2011 or something. But all I have right now is really the DV cassettes that I've had on my camcorder that I record on a tissue box and recording towards the laptop. So yeah, TomTom hasn't really had much time spent with, but it is important because he was the first account. And you're just gonna choose a background for him because he's, still Christmas stuff, even though it's not Christmas anymore. So yeah, he did have some time spent on back in the old days, but not really as much towards 2012. And Clipping was the first online game that I've really played, and it's sad to see it go. You can see he has Cardjutsu Water shoes because Cardjutsu Water and Fire were, I think, available to non-members at one point. I wasn't there for the water release because I joined in December 2010, so it was like I was right after that party. And I still remember kind of going around Dock, and like I remember somewhere around here in the winter in the Christmas party 2010 there was a snow globe pin, and I still remember getting it at the time. So yeah, that's cool. And I think that's it for this video. I don't really have much else to talk about. I'll kind of go through some items I have in a separate video soon. So I'll be recording it probably just now, but I'll upload it a bit later probably. But yeah, Club Penguin's about to go. I'm sad to see it go, but I can't control it. It is close to April Fool's Day, but it isn't. So it is pretty serious that it is going to be shut down on soon. I'll be looking at some of my items in a separate video, as I said, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.